need a doctor or a lawyer to get out of this particular predicament. I need somebody's job it is to oversee the signing of important documents. You see, I didn't see the signs and I was ignorant to think our love was heaven sent. I need a notary public if I'm ever gonna get back all the love I lent. How could I see the signs when I was sleeping with the one I should be sleeping on? And if love's a dotted line, then it was broken from the start. We put the horse behind the cart when I signed away my heart. I need a notary public, cause I think I'm gonna sign away my heart again. I didn't read the tiny writing, I just blindly signed the bottom of the page, and then she spent my money, paid no interest in my love, and now she's leaving me alone again. I need a notary public, cause I don't think I got the will to love again. I need a notary public.
I don't know why Oswald doesn't like that song. I just happen to love it. I love it. Anyhow, thank you. Thank you so much. Once again, thanks for joining us this evening. It's Notary Public Day today. Happy Notary Public Day. And my photographer is in the house. Thank you. My name is Teresa Von Paris. I am the founder and executive director of Notary Today, which is a global platform for notaries. We host the annual Pennsylvania Conference for Notaries. That's coming up on Saturday, the day after tomorrow. Hope you guys can join us. We have a fun, eventful experience set for you. It's going to be at Temple University. I can't wait to welcome you guys here. Amy's going to be joining us virtually, and Ebony Locke is coming in virtually also. But I hope you guys can join us. Anyhow, for tonight, we're just going to celebrate notaries. We're going to learn about the international notaries we have. The one we have here now is Miss Leonora. She's from Nevis. And the rest of us are from the U.S. My Canadian person is not here yet. Probably running late over there. But for now, we're going to get to know each other, and we're going to play this game. And the game is called Two Truths and the Notary Lie. Okay. So I'm going to start with Amy because she's up in my top left corner.
I had a feeling. All right. So I have 5 grandchildren. I've been a notary for over 25 years, and I'm the only person in my family who's a notary.
I know that, but I'm going to wait for you guys to figure it out. And
I think I know.
go ahead, Lois.
You are not the only notary in your family.
Yes.
No, I'm actually sitting right next to one too.
Notary too. Okay, who wants to go next? Geneva.
What? Yeah, what's going on? What
So
do you want?
two truths and the notary lie.
2 truths and a notary lie. Okay, I'm 70 plus, and I have 6 grands, and I've never done an apostille.
Well, I don't know you personally, but if you've been a notary for as long as you have, I think you have done at least one apostille.
Okay, you got me.
Okay, Oswald.
I have 5 grandkids. I have 6 offices abroad. I am a notary influencer.
6 offices abroad? Anyone want to take a stab at that one?
He doesn't have 6 grandchildren.
Oswald?
I actually have 6 grandchildren.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say you don't have 6 offices abroad.
I don't have 6 offices abroad.
Okay. How many offices do you have abroad? Because I know you have something abroad.
I'm working on my 2nd office abroad.
Okay, perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, who's going to go next? Or I'm going to just go and pick someone. Jamila, go ahead.
I can go next. Hi, my name is Jamela Martin. I'm with Successfully Sealed, and I am a mother of 2 adult children. I am also a vegetarian, and I do approximately 15 signings a day.
You don't do 15 signings a day.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank you, Jamila.
You should have been the one to answer that because we knew you would get it right.
Jamila, Buddy, you going next?
Sure. Yeah, 15 seemed a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm Bonnie Marvin. I'm from Delaware. Lived here all my life, and I've been a notary for 2 years. Oh, wait, I need one more, don't I?
You need a notary lie.
I have been a notary, or the only notary in Delaware that does sign language.
What was the other 2?
That I've been a notary for 2 years, and that I've lived here all my life in Delaware.
You haven't been a notary for 2 years.
I have. Well, just about.
Okay,
You
so
haven't lived there all your life.
That's true. I've not lived here all my life. I've lived on both coasts and in the middle.
oh, okay. All right, thank you. Marie, Brenda, or Audrey? Marie, okay.
I got on. Okay, so this was tough. I'm from Kingston, Jamaica. I just received my commission. I'm commissioned in Bucks County.
You've had your commission.
Are you from Jamaica?
Mm-hmm. Kingston, yep.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. She's from backyard. Okay, well,
I'm
awesome.
backyard.
Awesome. Let's go with Audrey. You're ready. You're up, Audrey.
I just got my 3rd commission. I have 8 grandchildren, and I'm only 30.
You are not 30. But you could be 20.
That one.
Thank you very much.
Good save, right?
Okay. Brenda?
Hello, everyone. Sorry for the background noise. So I am originally from Puerto Rico. I've been a notary in New York in the past, currently in Pennsylvania. And I've been doing this in Bethlehem for 10 years.
I don't think you've done it in Bethlehem for 10 years.
And you're absolutely right.
Okay.
How many years have you been doing it for?
So I've been, this is my 2nd commission, but the first one I'm a missionary. So even though I got commissioned, I was out of the country a lot, so I really didn't get to do anything.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Dolores Fickens.
Hello, everyone. Let's see. I am in Pennsylvania. I am an archery hunter. I have 6 siblings, and I have been a notary for 7 years.
You said archery?
What? I don't think.
Yes.
Let's say she didn't do the archery.
Nope.
I
I
said
am an
no
archery hunter.
grandchildren.
She's an archery hunter.
I have
Oh,
6
cool.
siblings.
Six siblings. You don't have 6 siblings.
I do have 6 siblings.
You haven't been a notary a long time.
I've been a notary for 5 years.
Oh.
Okay.
Not the 7 that I said.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay. Awesome. Murray, did you go? Murray, did you go? Audrey?
Marie, yes, I went.
Okay. Brenda went. Dolores
I
went.
can go. Where's Amy?
Amy Seitz. Amy, yes, go, Amy.
I was the first one.
Yeah, she was the first one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go yet.
I can go. I didn't go
Patricia
yet.
Patricia didn't go
Jean.
either.
Yeah, we're coming to you, Miss Walwyn. Patricia Jean.
Yes.
We're playing Two Truths and a Notary Lie.
2 truths and a notary lie. Okay, so hi, this is Patricia, new notary from Brooklyn, New York. That's right. That's right. New, brand spanking new. I'm not going to tell you how new, but okay. So 2 truths and a lie
Mm-hmm. In any order.
in any order. Okay. 2 truths and a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys know I've been a notary for a month, 2 months, 2 months. I have 1 sibling, and my grandfather had 70 kids.
You don't have 1 sibling.
And you don't have 7. Grandpa don't have 70 kids.
She
Child.
could. That's the lie, Patricia?
No, my grandfather has 70 kids.
Yeah, it's true.
What?
Yup.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh
He
my
was a
God.
hoe. Excuse me. He was a loose man.
No, it's not that. I mean, you have to think about in Haiti
Yes.
during those days. So
He was a general in the army, so he got a lot of women.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
It's
when
being
I go to
recorded.
parties,
It's
I have to
being
ask
recorded.
people who their family is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice. Okay. Yolanda.
Hello, my name is Yolanda. So, let's see, 2 truths and a lie. I'm a mobile notary and loan signing agent. I do most mobile notaries from the trunk of my car, and I have 10 kids. No, 3 kids.
You don't have 3 or 10 kids.
Yeah, girl, you gave that one away.
I know.
But that's all right. That's all right.
Okay. It has Mrs. Walwyn, it's your turn.
Okay, I can
Truth
say.
and a Notary Lie.
I am the first female notary on the island of Nevis. I am one of 10 daughters, and I travel to Antigua very often to do cases.
You don't go to Antigua very often.
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow.
It's only 15 minutes away.
I'm gonna say the part with the 1 of 10.
That's right. I'm one of
Okay,
7.
yes.
Not one of
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go. So I am an empty nester. I have a beautiful daughter who's gonna be 20 this year. She's an Australian at American University. And I am one of 38 children.
You're not one of 38
You're not
children.
one of 38 children.
That you're not.
You can't answer all the
You know what it is? We know
I know
Teresa very well.
I'm 138. I do know that.
Well, but to be correct, I'm one of 37.
Oh.
What?
No way.
Miss Walwyn, you know my dad?
These are some huge families.
One of the Tysons.
Yes. Desmond Tyson is my
Desmond
dad.
Tyson? Okay. Okay.
Yes, there were
That's
2
my neighbor.
Tysons. Huh?
Was my neighbor.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know
At
that.
the dress ups. Yes.
Yes. My dad has a ton of kids, which is why I said it's possible for her to have 70, who had 70 grandchildren or 70?
Grandfather, somebody's grandfather.
That was my grandfather.
Your grandfather has 70 grandchildren. I know it's
Yes.
possible in the county. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
See, so we learned something a little bit about each other so far, which is good. And you were the first notary on Nevis?
First female.
First
notary.
female notary on Nevis. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, that was great. Thank you. And now we're moving on to, I'm going to have my friend Amy. Amy is the owner and of, Amy is also Notary Public, and she's the founder and owner of Cyberize, which is a remote online notary platform. And she's going to talk about that this evening.
All right. I guess I was thinking it was like question and answer thing. Has anyone got any questions about Ron?
Amy, I know I've been dragging my feet with Ron. Do you suggest that I actually purchase IdenTrust?
You're New York, correct?
Yes.
So you have to purchase one of them. What he's talking about is the digital certificate that locks the document at the end of the session. Every state has different laws about what type of certificate you have to have. And New York, when they adopted the new laws, it went from not having to purchase one to having to own and purchase it for the notary itself. Just so you all know, every state is state specific, and every platform will have different criteria as well. That being said, IdenTrust is the most popular or the most accepted digital certificate in the RON industry, but it can be a little bit more problematic. So if you're using it on my platform, I recommend the Intesi digital certificate. The Intesi.
Who again?
Intesi.
Could you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I'll put a link to it in the chat. So Intesi is a cloud-based digital certificate. It won't work on any other platform except for mine. So when you buy it, you're buying it just for my platform. But it's only $51.04, and it's a 3-year certificate. But since it's cloud-based, it's much easier to use and work with, and you'll have less errors or issues. But if you're looking for one that'll be more universal, IdenTrust is the one that I would go with. They're a lot more expensive. I looked at the prices today, and they start at $82 a year. And you have
so
to
they went up in price.
Yeah, they did. And you have to buy it either annually, every 2 years, or every 3 years. So the expiration date will be different than your notary commission expiration. So you've got to keep track of that difference. And every time that you get a new digital certificate, you have to send it to the state.
So Amy,
so if you buy 1 year, every year you have to go and send your exemplar to the state because you had something change.
So Intesi is exclusive to you.
Yes. Yeah, it won't work on the other platforms.
You're on you use IdenTrust too.
I had both because I was doing it for training, but I did allow my IdenTrust to expire only because as an Ohio notary, I'm not legally required to have it. And I don't use any other platforms anymore other than mine when I'm in Ohio. So I can use the free version of a digital certificate that's provided with the platform. So I felt since all my training material is done, I didn't feel that I needed to continue that subscription.
Good. Mrs. Walwyn, is Ron approved on St. Kitts and Nevis?
No, we're not. We're not that advanced at this stage. There's some in private, the court will not accept documents that are not you can, if you for private transaction, I guess they're allowable.
Oh.
Once both sides agree, say for sale of property, and somebody's signing in the US and they have to be notarized, they accepted. But if anything that is required for the court, you have to have actual signatures and pay FedEx to transport. We
Okay.
have not reached the technological age yet. We're still lagging woefully behind.
Mm. But so if it's not a recordable document, depending on who is receiving it, they may accept it.
Yes, depend on, once it's agreed between the parties, it's acceptable.
Okay, interesting.
Teresa, is the West Indies, Central America, South America, do you know if is Ron available in those areas?
I don't know. Amy, can you answer that?
The only country that I know of off the top of my head that allows for online is Canada, but I don't really investigate it overseas, so there might be more. I'm just not familiar.
I know, well, I've had a client that I've done apostille work for, and it was needed for Costa Rica. But it wasn't a recordable document. So maybe his client accepted the remote online notarization. I should look into that and see. Miss Walwyn, are they talking about it to keep up with age? Is there any mention of it down the pike, maybe?
Well, not in the courts yet.
Not yet.
Much of our court documents are now filed online. They still require actual signature.
So then this is where, no, yeah, they won't even consider when.
Well, RIN is actual signatures. RIN is. They actually sign with an ink pen with remote ink. So that would have they'll probably adopt that before they adopt Ron.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
More than likely. More than likely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Teresa, there was a comment in the chat from Audrey. She said she was a Ron, but she couldn't get any momentum. Is there any suggestions if she should try again?
Yes.
So Audrey, what I recommend to people is when you get the phone call and they say, "Are you a notary?" Because that's everybody's always calling, "Are you a notary?" I go through the movements, I find out what they want done, and then my situation, I told them the only option was online because that's how I wanted to drive my business and I could afford to do that because I had other income sources. If you don't have the ability to just say, we can only do this online, like me, what I recommend for people to do is present online first, present it cheaper than what you're going to do if you go in person. So if it's a one stamp document and they're 20 miles away, I'm going to reply with, sure, we have some options of getting this session or getting this notarization completed. Would you like to do it online? I can be available within the next hour and it will only cost you $28. Or if you would like for me to put you on my schedule, it's going to be tomorrow, the next day. It's going to be more inconvenient than this. Now, I'm not going to say that, but that's what I want your mind to go to. Whatever I tell them, it's going to be more inconvenient. And then my travel fee is going to be $35 plus the cost of notarization. So now they can either do it faster and cheaper, or they can wait and pay me more. What do you think people are going to typically do? They're going to want faster and cheaper. So that's how I recommend selling it. Push that in all of your communication, and don't use the word Ron in your marketing. People don't know what Ron is. They think you're talking about a person. You want to say, I'm a digital notary, I'm a virtual notary, I'm an electronic notary. You want to use words that they're going to be more comfortable with. I settled on virtual because virtual assistants, everyone already knew what virtual assistants was. So if I say I'm a virtual notary, they kind of think, oh, okay, I can connect the dots here. And then when they ask me, what's the session like? Do we just jump on Zoom? I say it's kind of like Zoom on steroids. Okay? I mean, it is. It's a little bit more than just Zoom. And then they also ask, how do we sign the documents if we're not actually meeting? And I say, well, we just use an electronic signature software. Have you ever done Adobe Sign or a DocuSign? I said, again, it's like that on steroids. And they go, well, how do you get your stamp? We actually have electronic stamps now. And we put them digitally on the document. So when you're done, you can print it and it's all done. And that's typically the questions that I got. And as soon as I put it in layman's terms, people were much more excited about doing it online. So that's the thing, but you've got to speak with confidence. And you've got to, the moment you go, well, they're going to be like, no, I want to do it the old fashioned way. I'll pay the extra money. So you've got to be very clear in your sales pitch. Don't lie to them, but don't overcomplicate it either. Don't even get into the spiel of, well, you have to go through identity proofing, and then you upload your ID, and then we meet in a video, and then we electronically sign. They're going to get bored, Make it very, very simple in your words, and they'll be more apt to trust you because that's what they're doing. They're trusting you. Think like when the internet first came out. I didn't trust the internet worth a darn, and I worked in IT. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm ever going to use that. That's just ridiculous. Fast forward a couple of years later, we wouldn't be able to live without the internet anymore. So it's one of those things, people have to get used to it. One other thing they'll ask is, wow, I didn't know how that could happen. How long has that been allowed? I don't say, this is the incorrect answer. It's been legal in Ohio since 2019. That's what a lot of notaries do. They go to their state law. I tell them online notarization has been legal in the United States since 2012. It is more than 12 years old, believe it or not. And they're like, I can't believe I've never heard of it before now. It's like, I know, isn't it? COVID really, really ramped it up, but it has really been allowed for a long time. And I tell them that because you want to give it longevity. Because the moment they don't think it's new and they think, oh, it's been around forever, well, then they get a little bit more comfortable with it. Does that help?
Yes.
Audrey?
It would, Audrey, yes.
Oh,
It did help.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
No problem.
No other questions.
Well, there was a comment about someone being intimidated by Ron. The process of Ron is not that different than the process of going to someone and meeting them in person. You're just using technology instead of a car. All right? So you're still going to go through ID verification with your signer. You're all still going to be signing the documents. And the big thing to remember is when you're in that video session, the actual notarial act that you're performing is what you're doing on camera, what you're saying. Are you putting them under oath? Are you having them show their ID to the camera so that you can make sure it's the ID they validated with and it's not a photocopy or, something of that nature? At the end of the day, the software system is not performing any notarial act. Your gut, your signature, your approval of that session is what's doing the notarial act. The Ron platform is just your printer. It's just your car. You just got to use it as a tool. So once you kind of,
I know that in states, and I know at least in Delaware even, that there are different rules and laws for Ron. And I was on the other side of the table for a one Ron. And it was actually pretty easy from this side. But from the notary side and doing the training and stuff, what is the best training for Ron?
So are you looking for like technology training or are you looking for state specific training?
Technology training.
So with the technology, you don't want to get overwhelmed with what everyone can do. You want to go to whatever Ron platform you're using and get their training because each one of them are going to work a little different. Even though they all do the same things at the end of the day, they have different quirks and things that you have to learn. So don't pay money for third-party training. Just go to the Ron platform and train right there on their website.
Okay, well, and see, and I don't know which platform even to sign up with. I did sign up with Blue Notary last year because Ron became available in Delaware in August of 23. So I signed up. I've done nothing with it. I've not done any training, nothing with it.
Well,
And
I'll
I
tell
think
you what, I would love for you to join Cyberize it. I actually have a lead for a Delaware Ron notary for multiple documents for an international apostille, and I can't get any of the notaries on my platform to respond that actually know what they're doing. So I'm uncomfortable giving the lead to anyone until someone proves to me that they know how to do the system. And really the tagging is the area where the notaries make the most mistakes. So if you wanted to do something to where you were practicing ahead of time without joining a Ron platform, go into like Adobe Sign and buy the $12.95 for 1 month subscription and just practice tagging fake documents.
okay, well, that's pretty much the same as what you do, like when you tag them in physical, right?
You would think people would understand that, wouldn't you? Tagging is the only technical aspect that a notary does in the session on a Ron platform. And it is the only thing the notary has 100% control over. And 96% of the technical support calls are because the notary tagged the document wrong and they don't know how to fix it.
Okay.
And Amy does offer introductory orientation sessions for her platform before you could decide to choose it or not. And
Right. Yeah, you can join Cyberize at Light and you don't have to pay anything to learn the platform and go through all of that. I do offer advanced training. So I've got like 4 hours of marketing training for notaries, and I've got 2 books that you get free downloads from that I've written about online notarization and how to sell it to government agencies, how to deal with electronic wills, things of that nature. And there's a whole lot more training that I offer in that course.
Now, do you work with Delaware?
I do.
Okay.
It's actually the first platform I think they approved, first or second.
I know there was only like 3 or 4 that I could even choose from. I didn't know which one to choose. And I had heard of Blue Notary, so that's why I grabbed that one. And it was a little pricey, and I only did it for a year. So it's already, they didn't try to even ask me to come to stay.
so,
Platforms typically won't, unless you're like a big hitter.
Yeah.
and
Like I've
then
done.
in Delaware, you can only have one platform at a time.
Yeah.
That's the downside too.
Yeah, they need to fix that. And I've actually told your administrators that that's not conductive to a good Ron business. You really need to be able to have 3 platforms. One that you use every day, and that might come at a cost. One that's Fidelity approved. So I always recommend Proof because Proof is free except for doing transactions on the bring your own clients. And then third, you want just a backup platform in case your other 2 platforms have a technical issue and you need to get your session done. So like I recommend like One Notary or even doing the Blue Notary without a subscription so that you're not doing the on-call kind of thing.
Right.
So that's typically how I recommend everyone pick platforms.
Well, there's a couple of us that are thinking about trying to meet with the Secretary of State and talking to them about different things. Because Delaware, you don't have to have any training whatsoever. And do you know how many loan modifications I've had to redo? because the companies will send them directly to the customer, and they'll go to a UPS or they'll go to whatever store and try to get things notarized, and it's done wrong. So then they send somebody out there to fix it, or to redo it. And other things like, people that do a POA or whatever, and I've had to go and redo it because it was done wrong by this notaries that just don't have the training.
Well, I will tell you, Ohio requires training, and they still screw it up. So yes, it helps. It lowers the level of errors, but then you've got those people that really just don't care, and they're just going to sit through the training and do what they want to do.
Oh, wow. There's that. All right. Well, Amy, thank you so much for sharing about Ron. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for letting me attend today. I did tell Teresa I had to leave it a little early, so I wanted to, yeah.
Get
Thank
her
you.
in so she can do her thing. Thank you. But stay as long as you want. Now, Mrs. Walwyn, we're going to talk to you about how does one become a notary. Here in the USA, each of the states are so different in how one can become a notary public. It's different in Pennsylvania, it's different in New York, it's different in New Jersey, Delaware. They're all different. Some require education, some do not, like Delaware State doesn't require education. Some require background checks, some don't. So tell us, how does one become a notary public in St. Kitts and Nevis? What's the process? And what can one offer? Well, yes, tell us about that first.
The process to become a notary public in St. Kitts and Nevis, the first thing you have to do is become a lawyer. So you can't be a notary public unless you've passed the bar and you're able to practice law in St. Kitts and Nevis. So although there's really no further requirement for a notary public, it takes you at least 5 years of law before you can become a notary public. And I believe that has been the case I've been in practice now 34 years. And that's the situation I met. Unless you are a lawyer, you cannot get because it is the Chief Justice of the region who gives and authorizes notary public.
Really?
Yep.
It's not even
with the approval of the consent of the Attorney General's office, the approval comes from the Chief Justice of the 8 islands that we practice in, the OACN islands.
Is there a required application for it, or are you appointed without an application?
No. You have to make application. You have to make application and produce your credentials, right? And like I said, it's a twofold because not every lawyer can be a notary. Although every lawyer can apply, if you've had any blemishes on your record, you're not accepted.
Wow, see how lucky we are here in the USA? So tell us, not every lawyer can be a notary. What are some improprieties that would prevent someone from being a notary public?
A notary? If you have any complaints to the Bar Association, you're not usually considered. I know colleagues who have applied and still have not gotten the designation because, like I said, it's a twofold process. It's the Chief Justice, but it also is the Attorney General's office locally.
Okay. So, and how long, what's the duration of your commission?
That's the fun thing. Your commission is indefinite until you do something. Because when you see, like, that your notaries, I note in the US, you have a end date.
Expiration date, yes.
You apply. Our commission, once granted, should be indefinite unless you have committed something and it's then withdrawn.
Now, is it like that in the entire Caribbean where the Chief Justice is? Because sometimes here,
It's like
that's
that throughout the 8 islands. That is, the islands being Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, St. Kitts, Nevis, Montserrat, and Anguilla.
okay.
Those 8 islands, it's uniform throughout those 8 islands.
Okay, because that's one of the things that one look for on the on the notary stamp is the expiration date.
Right, and that's the fun thing with ours, the now writing commission indefinite.
Okay, got it, got it.
Commission does not end
Okay,
unless revoked. Unless revoked, it does not end. And revocation comes if you have committed some, some act that goes against
so
criminal or abuse
okay,
of your powers.
yes. So what are the powers of a notary then?
The notary, basically, for the most part, the Notary Public signs any document that goes out of the jurisdiction. Notaries cannot sign documents. So, for example, you have some documents by the bank that needs to be signed for the bank here or something like that. A notary cannot sign those. What you have to do in that case is go to the court for commission of oaths for anything local. The notary work we do basically here concerns the US and other foreign countries, and the business of company formation, that is international business company forming. Those are the main things we notarize here.
All right, that's interesting. That's very interesting to me. All right, Amy, that's interesting. Do you guys have any questions for Ms. Walwyn? I don't want to have to be the one asking all the questions. So come on up with your questions, unmute, and ask a question. The question. So I have another one. How many notaries are there in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Quite a few. I can't tell you an exact number, but quite a few have been designated.
Okay. Do you guys do? This is where I'm gonna go. Do you guys do any networking for notaries? Do you guys get together and anything of that sort?
Well, you get together in the capacity as lawyers.
Gotcha.
Because the notary work is just a what would you call it? A side hustle, so to speak. No, it could become lucrative. There was a time when I had a client who was doing like 200 notaries a month, just one client. So it can be lucrative depending on the nature of the business that's required. But basically, and I would go back to say there was a time when notaries here, and I think that situation still persists in Trinidad, maybe and some of the other islands. It has now changed for us here. It was only maybe about 35 years ago that only lawyers, that designation came in. Only lawyers could become Notary Public. Prior to that, it was open to the general public. And I'm not sure what the credentials were, but there were Notary Publics who could actually prepare legal documents for the court, for example, transfers of land, right? However, that has now changed in our jurisdiction, at least, which allows only a lawyer to become a notary. So you must have some legal expertise before you become a notary.
Okay. Now, is there ever a need for you to provide and offer mobile notary services?
Not for St. Kitts, but for Antigua. And I'll tell you in the capacity in which we do it in Antigua. In Antigua, you know, these regions now do something called citizenship by investment.
Yes.
Okay. So each person, it does not pertain in St. Kitts Nevis, but in Antigua, everybody, before they become a citizen, has to take an oath.
Mm-hmm.
And that has become a bit lucrative business in Antigua, because as they become, it's no requirement to come and be on island, but they must take the oath. So, and that only came around as well during COVID. Prior to that, you had to come on island. Since COVID, they let you take the oath from wherever you are, Dubai, China, Australia, wherever.
Mm-hmm.
So come by remote.
But that's in Antigua only.
That's for Antigua. Okay. That's not, because that's not a requirement in St. Kitts Nevis. There's no need for that.
What kind of documents do you find yourself notarizing? Like we do a lot of mortgage documents for people that are signing agents. Is more of your work general notary? Just, you know, maybe trust, wills, things like that? Or do you have other documents that
have
need
just a wide array of documents. And like I said, it's usually for overseas. So somebody getting a mortgage from a bank in the US and they're on island, they come to us to be notarized.
Is that called an apostille there?
Well, no, after you notarize, then you take it to the government and have it apostille.
Yeah, okay. That's what I meant.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that whole process. When you
Yes.
said the first part, it was a process. So yes. Okay, good. Interesting.
So, okay, now that you've touched apostille, how does that work? Can a random person come in to have a document apostille, and what can be apostille?
Yes, you can. But it first has to be notarized.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is apostilled by the government's office.
What about vital records?
Vital records, the government will apostille them directly. So if you get a birth certificate, you can take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and carry the $55 stamp, and they will be apostille.
Okay.
If you have a personal document that you need apostille, you would have to have it first notarized and then apostille.
Okay. Does the apostille, no, not the apostille, does the notarization ever expire on a doc? Well, you're indefinite, so they don't expire.
We have indefinite.
Okay. Huh. One of the things that I'm not clear about is do we have background checks on St. Kitts and Nevis? Do we do background checks?
That has now becoming enforced.
Oh.
It's now becoming enforced, and we should be, because I think come January, you'll be able to have credit checks, background checks, and the works.
Okay.
That you know, that was not a thing before.
Right, yeah.
You went to the police and you got a police report.
Yes.
But now you can actually do a background check, and you can do a credit check. Readily available.
Well, what do they use for background checks?
In St. Kitts Nevis?
Mm-hmm.
You either a criminal or you're not.
No, but because we don't have like what do they use? Your social security number or?
So we have a social security number,
right, yes.
But yes. So everybody who's working or employed has a social security number. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I have a lot to learn about my country.
So you need to take a trip.
Yes. Well, thank you. Do we have any other questions?
I have a question. As because you have to be an attorney first, and how different attorneys, they can specialize in whether they be a divorce attorney or like a you know what I'm trying to say, a state attorney or something like that. Are there attorneys that specialize in notary only? And or do you have to continue with some type of law practice in order to continue to be a notary?
No, I think what happens is that once you become a notary, you are a notary unless you've done something to offend
Right.
the law. However, there's no requirement for you to continue to be a lawyer, to be a notary, but notary work is not voluminous here. So
Oh, okay.
it's likely you'll find somebody who is just doing notary work.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's one of the differences here, right, guys?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm a full-time notary, so I find it in my mind to understand that you can be a full-time attorney and then have these notary jobs coming in. I would think, you're working on a case and then this one-off document comes in to distract you but that's not the case there.
Sometimes if you have, for example, if you work directly with, say, a trust company that's doing registering offshore companies, then you have a constant flow of notary work. But we altogether, we're about 60,000 people. So there really is not the volume of work to totally engage full notary public.
Okay, no, that makes sense then.
Yes.
So you have
Thank you.
this and a little bit of that to make up, rather than one specific. We just don't have the volume to support just being a notary.
Right. Before I reach out to you, is Notary Public Day acknowledged in the Caribbean or recognized?
Very much so, because I'll tell you, that we have a swift and continuous business with the US.
Okay.
The UK and different, but mainly with the US. And there are a lot of expats who live on the island or spend, we call them the snowbirds, who spend months at a time here. They have homes here, they come down in the winter and they stay until the spring to return. So, and a lot of them are still transacting business. In addition to that, we have a number of people who are now working online offshore, right? And many of their documents and the business they're doing need to be notarized because it's essentially business for the US, but they can't. They would print the documents here, have them notarized and sent back.
Okay. And if it's coming back to the US, does it have to be apostille?
Sometimes they require apostille, sometimes just notary.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Depends on the nature of the document.
Okay. Now, is there a fee?
Yes, there's a fee.
To become a notary?
This is the fee for the notary registration. Yes, there's a fee. It's not terribly expensive.
Give us an idea.
It's probably about $300.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. And you don't require any because you're attorneys, there are no additional continuing education that's required or anything like that.
Specifically for notary, but there's continuing education for lawyers.
Oh, for lawyers, yes, but not for notaries. Okay, good.
Within that, you would discuss signing of documents and how documents need to be signed for locally and for overseas, which would of course incorporate the Notary Public signature.
Right, okay. Do we have any questions, notaries? Hearing none? Let's play a game. Who's ready for a game? Who's ready to win some Starbucks money? Not Starbucks money, Starbucks gift cards. Okay. Daniela Giselle. Let me load this game. We're gonna play notary trivia. Okay. When the question is, and we're gonna go with who put the answer in first, right? Okay. What's the Rulona law and when was it enacted? Rulona. Each year, throughout the years, it's been revised. But what year was the original Rulona law? The first person gets it in the chat, right? No Googling. We don't know it?
2008, maybe?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I tried.
No. Nope. Not 2018. It was revised in 2018. We don't know. Nope, it was much before 2018. Not exactly 1969 also.
It wasn't 2008?
Nope.
No. Okay. I was muted. I had said that, but I was muted.
Whoa, we don't know it. Okay.
Give us answer.
Let's try this one. Who was the first Notary Public in Pennsylvania?
Oh.
Was it William Penn?
Huh?
Was it William Penn?
No.
Just
No, it wasn't him, no.
I know the first one for Delaware.
For Delaware?
I know the first one for Delaware. I don't know the first one for Pennsylvania.
But wait, yeah, you would know it for Delaware. What's his name?
Thomas McCain.
Thomas McCain. Yes, good. Good. Okay. In what year was Ron approved temporarily in Pennsylvania? We should all know that.
2020.
Yes. Because of COVID.
Right.
Okay. And the first, let me see how can I ask this? How can I ask this question? Okay, do we know what House PA Bill 25 is? House PA Bill 2025. Wow, I'm gonna have to send you guys out some notes. Okay, so House PA Bill 2025 is the rewritten of the Pennsylvania laws here, pulling in existing laws and supplementing it with the Rulona provisions. So Rulona is like a nationwide set of laws and practices that each organizations or entity adhere to, which is why Rulona comes. I'm going to send you the website where you can get this information, because not only is it for notary, but it's also for other businesses or other factors laws. Go ahead, Audrey.
No, I was just clearing my throat. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Question. For Pennsylvania, can one use an ID if it's expired as a form of ID for a signer?
No.
No.
Okay. Was a neighboring state where an expired ID is accepted and expire within, it has certain requirements that has to be met. It can be an expired ID can be approved. Name the bordering state and the requirements in which it can be used. No one knows the answer?
Sorry, T.
Oh, New Jersey. New Jersey, and this came about because of COVID also. An expired ID can be used if it's expired within 3 years. I had a closing for a client that needed to have her closing notarized. She was selling her home, and there was a time crunch, and she wasn't mobile. But I told them, if we can get over the bridge into Camden, New Jersey, her expired ID can be accepted because it's expired within 3 years' time. In Pennsylvania, we cannot notarize it with an expired ID. So if you're able to pack mom up, I can meet you guys over the bridge. And we did. They packed mom up and brought her out in a wheelchair. We met and we were able to get her documents notarized, accepted, and the closing went through smoothly. Because even though you're commissioned in a particular state, it's always good to know what can be accepted in a neighboring state and build relationship with those notaries in the neighboring states, because some things that may not be accepted in your state may be accepted in another state like New Jersey, who would accept an expired ID if it's within 3 years. Any questions?
Just good information right now, girl.
Oh, okay. Do we have anything? What are some challenges you guys are having today? Audrey, I learned about yours when it comes to Ron. Do we have Yolanda? Do you have any challenges that you are having now that you'd like to talk about? Yolanda? Maybe not. What about Miss Patricia Jean, the new notary? Patricia? Okay. Daniela,
Yeah,
welcome. I'm sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm here. I'm driving, so I was I had to find unmute on my phone. Um, no questions. I was in and out. I hope this is we'll have access to it afterwards. But you know, I'm a new notary, so I'm finding my footing. So
Okay.
no questions for now.
Okay. Daniela, Giselle, you were late. We didn't get to know your two truths and a lie. Daniela? Oh, okay. Jamila? No questions. Okay. Bonnie, I have a question for you. Bonnie, you are a notary in Delaware and you provide sign language. Have you ever had to use it for a notarization, and how did that work?
Just once.
Mm-hmm.
There was an elderly gentleman who needed power of attorney and some will stuff done. And so I would go and I would basically do like a regular notary, but talk to him with sign language instead of voicing.
With sign language. Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
And it's not as quiet as you think it is.
I'm sorry?
It's not as quiet as you think it is.
It's
Deaf
not
people,
I'm sorry, did you say it's not as quiet?
it's not as quiet as you think it is. Deaf people are loud.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. Okay. All right. Mrs. Leonora, do you have any questions for us in a particular state of a notary?
Not that I can think of. However, I would certainly want to be in touch because there are times when I require a notary and it's quite an ordeal to find somebody who you can work with. So I found the session very informative. Have something done remotely.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware that that readily available. So
Yes. So so we have two options for that. We have, and I don't see there's anyone here from Connecticut. Teresa, maybe she's not here. Bonnie, is Ren accepted in Delaware?
I'm sorry, is what accepted?
RIN.
I don't think so.
Okay. So we have what is called RIN. It's remote ink notarizations, whereby it's follow the same process as the remote online notarization, but the difference is once the audio, the visual is done, the signer sends the signer signs the document and send it to the notary, and the notary will then stamp it with a wet stamp and sign it and send it back to the signer. That is called remote ink notarizations. Some people like that because it's not digitally signed, but it's rather ink signed. In Connecticut, that's what Connecticut has, not remote online notarization. All right.
I think that would be acceptable, the ink sign.
Yes.
Would be
So
acceptable.
I'm going to put here, we have a platform called NotaryToday, and we have most of the notaries here are all on that platform. You can find them there. I'm going to post it here in the chat. And we have notaries from around the state, from around the world on there. You can search for a notary there. And of course, you can always reach out to me and I'll get you connected. All right. Anything else we'd like to share before we go, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, we need to have a picture done. Marie, are we good?
Yes, I can take it. You ready?
Okay, wait. We have to get ready. We have to queue up. Okay, so if you're able to get on screen, please get on camera. We'll wait for you to get on camera. And then our photographer Marie will take a picture.
Oh, hold on, let me get on camera. Okay.
Lighter.
Yes. Yolanda, Giselle, are you able to come on camera? We need this for the conference, guys.
Nope. Ready?
Hold on. Oh, wait. Brenda, are you able to come on screen? Daniela, are you able to? Maybe they're not able to. All right, guys. So we're going to smile our best smiles.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
I'm going to take one more. Hold on. All right, cheese. Oh, wait, somebody just joined. Hold on. You ready? Okay, cheese. Got it.
Got it? Okay, perfect. All right. So let me stop the recording and I'm going to talk about my conference that's coming up.